the ultimate reset after Andrea and I did it. And she's like, she was watching us. She's like, I need to do this. And once she started lining up her nutrition, she's just like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. And now she's on fire. She's ready for the team cup. She's promoting shift shop. She's got all kinds of people interested. And sometimes it's just a shift. Sometimes it's your nutrition. Sometimes it's you need more PD. Sometimes you need some more fitness in your life. But whatever it is, she's got it now. And so I just want to give her a shout out. Yay, Ashley. She's not on, but maybe she'll watch the recording.
And I saw she got her summit ticket.
Yes, and she got her summit ticket.
Yeah, that's so true. Like when a coach on your team might not be doing anything, it could be that they need a kick in the butt with their own health and fitness, or they need something's lacking in the vitals. So yeah, that's awesome. Never lose hope. Yay. Okay. Yeah, Amanda, go.
I just want to give a shout out to Caitlin. She went to Summit and she's going to join Team Cup. Plus she's going to the next Summit. I'm like, that's huge. So exciting.
Woo woo. That is awesome, Caitlin. It was fun getting to sit with you too. Yeah, Kelly, go. Oh, you're muted.
I was just giving high fives and hands up to Caitlin.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. We worked out with her. Yeah, and I got to meet her. So she's awesome.
Fun.
Good job, Caitlin. See you next year at the workout.
I love it. Any other shout outs anyone wants to give really quick? Yeah, Kristen.
I want to give a shout out to Sandy, who is freaking on fire. Sandy, she's on right here. She is like, she signed up like 2 coaches today. She's like, I'm going to sign up another one. She's at Success Club, like freaking boom, on fire. Love
Sandy.
it.
Dude.
Can you?
Yes, I can now.
Well, I just got my volume on, so I'm like, I'm using my son's tab. I'm like, I don't even know how to get sound on this thing. Okay, so here I am. I hear you all now.
Yay!
Yay. Sandy,
I hope here's a shout out.
Sandy had rocking curly hair in New Orleans because it's so hot. There's no point in straightening it. And she also busted out some Martina McBride karaoke the first time. I'm like, you're living out my dream. Every time I go running, I picture myself being able to sing Martina McBride. I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was something that all of us learned, that Sandy can like really sing.
Yeah, Martina McBride's not your standard of the mill like country singer. Like she hits notes.
You guys are funny.
Yay. Okay, cool. This is fun. Any other shout outs really quick? Carrie's like, okay, we'll jump into it. Really quick, hold your hand up if you went to Summit. Yes. It was fun. I got to see all of you. I love that. Summit brings the business to life. Katie Whipple, a coach on the team, said that as we were in the airport leaving. She was like, it really brings the business to life. And I'm like, that's exactly it. Like all of these people on the other side of your computer screen are real. You know, like, but I love it because like that friend process is just sped up. You know, like I had never met the people I stayed with in a room, but I had been on Zooms with them so many times, you know? I really feel like nowadays when we can be so busy and you can do so much from home and there's not as many things to go, like this is just another way to make friends. It really is. So first plug to go to Summit. If you're not signed up right now, definitely get your ticket. The price is going to go up by $35 on Saturday, this Saturday, 2 days from now. So encourage, I'm pretty sure the majority of you all have your tickets. High five. So spread the word to your teammates. Get in there. Even if they're a brand new coach, I bet you they're going to end up wanting to go. Okay. And thank you to all of you who went to Summit and are here on this Zoom. I really appreciate it. You heard a lot of the stuff that I said, but I know from my own experience hearing Trina tons, and she'll be like, you don't need to come. You've already heard me say this. It helps to hear it again, or it helps to hear it presented in a different way. It just helps it start to stick more. So, all right, cool. We ready to roll? Awesome. If anyone has anything that they want to add that was at Summit, feel free to just like unmute and interrupt at any time. So I just went through my notes. I have pages and pages of notes, and I went through today and I was getting so fired up, and I just picked some of the top-notch stuff that I thought was good to hear again and something you can put into action right away. So I'm going to start at Team Rockstar Fit Day. Every day, every year before Summit, we have a Team Rockstar Fit Day. So Trina Gray, the founder of Team Rockstar Fit and my sponsor, really organizes this big event. There are about 400 coaches there this year. Carrie was one of the featured speakers. Go Carrie. She rocked it. She came to freaking life during social media and ended up doing the robot on stage. Like it was yep, exactly. Yep. Julianne Candia on our team also was one of the speakers and did absolutely amazing. And then I had the pleasure of presenting as well. So it was cool that we had some fit and free representation up there. And it just was some great stuff. So I'm going to share a couple of takeaways that I thought were great from the social media chunk of the presentation. So Rachel Doyle, a coach on Team Rockstar Fit, had some really awesome stuff. And she talked about social media, and she said, always have a call to action to invite people to talk to you. So we hear a lot about the CTA. Sometimes I need to remind you what CTA means. It means call to action. And I like how she said, it doesn't just have to be join my team or join my challenge group. Have a call to action for people to just talk to you. I loved that. I was like, that's so doable. Like, I just want people to talk. If you start talking with people, 99% of the time, they're going to end up on your team or in a group. Yay. Wow. Everyone's already writing something sweet. We can hang up right now. Just kidding. We're not. Okay. She is super into social media, and she said, hey, I researched the top reasons people visit social media sites. I've never even thought to do such a thing. So what are the top reasons people would go to a Pinterest page or someone's Snapchat or someone's Facebook or something like that? And she said, number one, the content is relevant to their life. So being really specific about whatever it is that is in your life, you know, the content's it's going to connect with other people. So number one, content is relevant. Number two is special games and contests. Apparently that works. Like, I feel like I always hear like the radio or something, they're just going to go to our Facebook page. And it goes one ear and one out the other. But that's the second reason people are going to those things. Man, we could probably do more of that. And it made me think, I did something with my like page like 2 years ago where I encouraged people to share my workout videos that I posted. And it got like 60 shares a day, a bunch of comments. Someone won a turbo fire that I had. And it really like got more people on my page. So maybe there's something fun that you could do. You know, there's so many things you could brainstorm. Number three, find ideas. So they're looking to find ideas in things like design or recipes. So looking for ideas, you know, like, hey, would anyone want an idea for clean eating in a day? Like how to eat clean one day kind of thing, just break it down. Or even like one day you could snap pictures of all your food and say, hey, this is what I ate today. People are always asking me. I thought it'd just be easy to share the pictures and show you really quick. Does this help? I've done that a couple times. So that's always fun. Number four, see what other people have to say. So for that, I picture people going on rants about politics and things like that. So, I mean, you definitely could be controversial in some ways. Just, you know, if you were going to take a stance on a certain type of workouts or nutrition and things like that, you're probably going to have a lot of feedback. But you don't have to. I'm not telling you to go start a controversy on your page. But number five is to get additional content that is not available in print. So those are the top 5 reasons that people visit social media sites. So I think I was like, hey, if you're your authentic self, they can't find that anywhere else. They're going to connect to it. But then I liked that special games and contests, a good reminder. Maybe you want to throw one of those in there just to shake things up. She said, this is another point from Rachel that I loved, make a list that references stories and vulnerabilities you can share. Now, whenever I feel like we start a new coach, I feel like the majority of us probably end up talking about like, hey, what are 5 areas that you could in your life that you could share about? And they'll be like, my family, my friends, my fitness, recipes, and animals. You know, I feel like everyone's pretty much got the standard list. Maybe there's one thing that's interchangeable. Do you ever feel that way? Like when you're starting your coaches? So when Rachel said it, she said something that made me be like, no, like get deeper with it. Don't just say, let me share about recipes. Let me share about fitness, you know? So, and she said she has it right at her computer to remind her. So I made one. You could not read that. Oh, I guess if I go like that, but I'll read it to you. So try and get a little bit deeper. So I jotted some things down. I said, one of my things is why I like being busy and how I handle it. And so I kind of thought too about objections, because Julianne talked a lot about when I get an objection, I go address it on my page. And that's something I don't have time. I'm like, man, I'm just as busy as her, but I like being busy. Like, what are you doing? Like with your downtime. So that was one of my things. Ditching mediocre habits and a mindset was another one. Learning to love early mornings. Family and friendships that are like family. My friends are like very much like family to me because I have a very small family. Fear of being alone and left out. It's definitely my biggest fear. And terrified of leading others to being able to embrace it. So right there, like, man, I could come up with 6 amazing posts right here, just like jogging my memory. So I thought this is relevant. Like, take your 5 areas or whatever it is that you might have originally start with and go deeper with it, you know? And I'm just going to keep it right here. Like, if I need to post one day, I'm like, I have not posted about that in a while. Let me do it. She's talked a ton about your page being your magazine. And that was kind of this idea too. She was like, these things would be on my magazine cover. But then she also made a point that, hey, this magazine doesn't have any advertisements. Like your typical magazine, you're going to see a whole bunch of advertisements. Our magazines don't have advertisements, meaning like it doesn't look like Beachbody. It looks like us. It looks like this kind of stuff. Your social media is how you build trust. And the sealing the deal or whatever you want to call it, or them actually committing to something happens in your inbox for sure. So, Teresa Schrader was another presenter, and she also presented on social media. And she had a few things that I thought were great. She mentioned the 3 scroll test, how they can join you. She said, do the 3 scroll test. If there's not where they can join you within 3 scrolls, or maybe in this case, we just say a call to action to actually talk to you. If there's not a call to action within 3 posts, try to change that. She said, just write what is on your mind. She's like, people spend way too much time trying to figure out what to post. Just be authentic and real and write what's on your mind and try not to second guess yourself. She said, those will be your best posts. And people invest in you before they invest in the product. People invest in a friendship with you is how I took that, before they invest in the product. People invest to actually taking time to write you a message longer than thank you, before they end up investing in a product. So cool. Questions, comments? I'm moving on from Team Rockstar Fit Day, unless there's anything else anyone wanted to share. We're moving to the general session. No? Okay, cool. So just some tech updates really quick from the general session. Some cool stuff. We're launching in the UK on October 19th. So the United Kingdom, quick quiz. Anyone tell me what that is? Tell me if you know. There could be a prize.
London.
No.
Ireland.
Great
Scotland.
and Ireland.
England.
England, Scotland, Ireland.
Okay, Carrie, you're disqualified. Sorry. London is
Damn
a city, though.
England, Scotland, Ireland.
One other thing.
New Zealand.
Oh my gosh, no.
Think about the geography.
Not. Anyone else want to try?
Asia.
Oh my gosh. This is like when a kid tried to convince me Egypt was a continent. I was like, okay, and that was in college. All right, so the UK is Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales. So basically that whole island that we're used to seeing, and then a little tiny chunk of Ireland. Okay, so basically on October 19th, coaching is going to be available to anyone there. Here's my suggestion. I would start figuring out if you've got friends already that are from the UK. I feel like I have people that I've met, and I've wrote, oh, you're from the UK. Sorry, I can't help you. You can't join any of my groups. You can't do anything. Like, reach out to them. Start some conversations back up again. Or get creative. Like, look for a group. Go find places. Start friending some of them. Any of us can help mentor those people. someone's going to do it. Look how Canada blew up. I feel like all of these amazing coaches that are taking over the top 10 and all this stuff are from Canada. So this is going to be exciting, and the company is just going to keep expanding, you guys. I bet you they go to Australia next. Like their goal is to go worldwide. So if you ever feel like there's not enough people to help, or like we're saturated, no, there's so many people in the world. So get excited about that, and I would take some action right now. And man, I know Amanda Leanne's thinking, I'm going to get some coaches over there so I have a reason to go visit. Because she will come visit you and come to your house. So this could be a great chance to make amazing friends that you would never meet otherwise. Okay, I didn't plan to talk about that too much. In October, there's going to be a new back office. So this was a huge update. They've got some more tech stuff coming. And I tried to take some pictures of what they put up here. So right here, this is going to be, oh shoot. You know what? They said the new back office is actually going to look kind of like the app does. I don't have pictures of that. That's coming in October. There's going to be a new Team Beachbody website in December. So this will be for like customers, people going to shop. And these are pictures of that. So it'll be much more of an online shopping experience like we're used to seeing. You can search by programs. They have all the challenge packs, the different types listed, so it's quick for people to just compare and, you know, probably opt for a different, maybe even a better option. When they check out, it'll be kind of like Amazon, where it's like, hey, the people who bought this also liked this. You know, these recommendations on the bottom. That page is going to be so user-friendly, and it's going to be, it's going to convert to a phone nicely as well. So just like, it's about time, and it's going to be really nice. And they said that this time, instead of having to use the Coach Mobile enrollment app, it'll go right through this kind of page where you can pick out exactly what your new coach might want, and the email will take them directly to their shopping cart. They literally just have to check out, because right now I think they kind of have to go through a few different pages. So this is going to be coming by the end of the year, which is exciting. And this is awesome for all of you guys. The special diamond bonus was something that they announced. So if you've been a star diamond, a lifetime diamond, or even if you're not diamond yet, any of you guys can go after this. So basically this is in quarters 3 and 4. So quarter 3 is July, August, September. Quarter 4 is October, November, December. If you hit diamond and hold it for 6 weeks, at least a 6-week straight period, but then also hit Success Club each month, which just make that a non-negotiable anyways, then you're going to get a $250 bonus. And then you can do the same thing in quarter 4 too. So that's some extra just like gravy on top of something that I know all of you guys are going for. So let that be your extra push. Sometimes, I'm speaking from experience, you have to have like, I've had so many times where Trina's done something like this in my life and I get pissed because I'm like, no, like, because I know it forces me to have to do something like a little bit more out of my comfort zone. So let it go ahead and force you a little bit faster out of your comfort zone. If that's something you want anyways, go for this. Take advantage of that. Okay, cool. Some product updates. You probably heard this stuff. I'll just keep quick. Daily Sunshine's out. My bag just arrived today. Tastes super good. My kids were shaking it up. It was funny. There's a new program called Double Time coming in November. It's for kids. It's targeted to kids. It's by Tony Horton. And there's Clean Week happening in September. It's coming out. It's the new trainer, Megan. Think of it kind of like Shaun T Week. It's a great way to get people into Beachbody on demand for free. If they were to do the trial, they will be able to access the workouts. It's 4 workouts. And you can actually buy a 7-day Clean Week kit that will give them 7 samples of Shakeology, I believe, along with like a food guide and stuff too. So a really great way to kind of take like the 5-day, I think that a lot of us do, and be able to do a little bit more with it and have people try stuff. Hey, Rhonda, did you raise your hand? I see a little hand next to you. I don't know if you did it on accident or meant to. You have a question? No? Okay. I think that was an accident. I've never seen anyone raise a hand before. That was interesting. Cool. All right, I'm moving on. Anything more in the updates? I feel like a lot of you probably already heard. Cool. Okay. Mindy Wender. She is a superstar diamond from a tiny little town in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which is gorgeous. She spoke on the big stage about belief. It was good. It was really good. If you were there, I'm thinking you're probably agreeing with me. Some highlights of what she said. So she was basically talking about going from this small town girl who was not even making paycheck to paycheck meet. They were just in debt. Husband had just lost job and being presented with this opportunity and having to do something with it. And it all started with her having to build her belief. And she said, I realized people were seeing me for how I saw myself. So that's the truth. People will see you for how you see yourself. You got to get this balance of confidence and cockiness that doesn't push people away, but is like alluring. You got to trust that you have the ability to change someone's life, to rock someone's world. It's not, if they don't do it, that's always going to be on them. And so you just have to be confident in that, because people will see you that way if you see yourself that way. I thought that was really powerful that she said. If you have doubts, if you have negative feelings, people are going to see that too. I believe that even comes through in messages. When they can't even literally see you, I think it comes through in the vibes of the messages, the energy of the messages, the way it's written, the way the attitude is when it's being crafted. So it's really powerful. She said that personal development and affirmations changed the way she thought of herself, which then changed the way people thought of her. So she was like, it was weird, but I started doing affirmations. I started telling myself out loud, I am a diamond coach. I am paying the bills. I am paying off my credit card. You know, that stuff becomes reality when you just put it out there and you stay consistent with it. It's just like a workout. You keep showing up to your workouts, you're going to start seeing results. You keep showing up for your affirmations, you're going to start seeing results. So she did that along with some personal development, and it completely changed everything. She talked a lot about curveballs happen in this business, a huge one for her. She's like, she was a superstar diamond crushing it when her curveball happened and her daughter was diagnosed with autism. So that's a huge curveball. How do you even focus? My husband and I get in a fight and I'm like, well, I can't go do any work now. I can't focus. You know, I couldn't even imagine that curveball. And she talked about, I just had to go back to the fundamentals. You know, things were not together for a month, but I had to get back together and I had to go back to the fundamentals. She said, if life throws you a curveball, go back to the fundamentals. Just a great reminder at any time. She left her presentation by saying, here's how you sustain belief. Number 1, personal development. Number 2, positive affirmations. Number 3, visualizations. Imagine who you want to be. So this is like all here. PD, positive affirmations, visualizations. You got to see it. You got to feel it. You got to believe it. Number 4, goals. She said, write down your goals in present tense at least one time a week. And number 5, surround yourself with the right people. So you're probably, you're here, you're doing that. But then think about who it might be in your daily life. Are the people who believe in you? They don't have to be on this team with you, but they can believe in you. I got a whole bunch of friends who don't want to actively coach, but believe in this and high five me. So make sure you've got the right people in your life. Cool. That was Mindy. Doing good? Okay, Melanie Mitro, top coach, just in case you didn't know. 3rd time. Whenever Melanie speaks, I've seen her present, because they always ask her to present, because she's the top coach at a few things now, and she generally gives some training. And she got up there and said, I have to be vulnerable and share more of my story with you this time. And she talked about being in college and starting to have horrible, paralyzing anxiety issues where she couldn't leave the house, turned into huge stomach issues, all this stuff. And how she had to, that really helped her get into coaching, because it made her be like, what can I do to better my nutrition? I need to work out more. What can I do for mental health? And coaching helps fuel all that stuff. She said this quote that I love. She said, the longer you hesitate, the longer you will take to actually do it. So she talked about, like, that's what she would tell herself sometimes with anxiety. So anxiety can make us freeze to do anything. But the longer you take to do it, or the longer you hesitate, the longer it will take to actually do it. And it's like that quote, ready, fire, then aim. Like, just do it and figure it out after you've already sent it out there, because there's no turning back then. She suggested the book, The 5-Second Rule. Just do it and trust the process, she said. Just do it and trust the process. Trust in yourself. Just put it out there. Put out a big goal. Like, put it out to your sponsor, put it out to your friends, put it out to the universe, and just trust in yourself that it's going to happen. She said, don't let shiny objects kill your momentum. So don't get distracted by, oh, let me make, a fun graphic, or, oh, I could go over there and watch that training, or I could do this and do this. Look, there's a whole bunch of stuff we could do. We could spend our time. We could fill it up with things that don't really move the ball forward in Beachbody. I am telling you, where you need to be is in your inbox. 80% of the time, my business was built in my inbox, in the mornings, at night. I never let a message go past 24 hours. I heard that from Mindy Wender like 5 years ago, and I just lived it. You've got to be in your inbox. That is where the majority of your time is spent. She didn't say that, but that's what that meant to me. If you start looking around, that's going to kill your momentum. Get in that inbox, connect. She said the quick fixes are out there just to cause doubt. Don't pay attention. Hide what distracts you. Hide the wraps. Hide the ketones. Hide the wine distributors. Hide the negative people that are going to distract you. Hide the people ranting about politics that you're getting interested in what everyone's going off. Just hide it. Hide the coach that broke your heart. I just did that today, because that will always happen, because it will just remind you, it just brings doubt. Those things aren't just distractions. They let doubt creep in, and there's no room for doubt if you're going to do something with this. Commit to your goal by first creating a plan, then work it. So many of you put amazing goals on Monday. I'm so proud of you for being just so bold and being like, yep, this is my goal. Let's do this. Now, that's awesome. I love that you did that. Step 2 is to actually figure it out. I'm going to use Kristen as an example. Kristen put a big goal out there. She wants to be 5-star. Our call, when I talked to her, was like, let's talk about the plan. How is this actually going to happen? Who wants it on your team with you? How can we help them get there? There's got to be a plan. You can't just say a goal and affirm it, visualize it. Like, yeah, that'll help, but there has to be a plan. So do not skip that part. If your goal is to be diamond, think about how many coaches am I going to strive to add? How am I going to plug them in? What am I going to put them in a message thread and try to keep them motivated? Who do I think, how am I going to visit and see who might actually want to push to Emerald? That's the biggest hurdle of being diamond. You can get really good at signing people up and recruiting, and being an amazing leader that people want to be around. They'll say, heck yes, I want to sign up. The biggest hurdle in diamond sometimes is getting someone else to believe they can do what you're doing and getting them to Emerald. So you got to have that plan in place. The more success you have, the more obstacles you will have, she said. And just a side note, let me just kind of go off script here for a second. There was a leadership workshop session for anyone who was 2-star diamond and up. And a lot of the top coaches spoke at it. Brenda Bouchard spoke at it as well. I'm going to share a little bit about that. But Lindsay Matway spoke at it. And she was very funny, because she was kind of just pissed when she was up there. She was pissed at everyone being distracted. A lot of stuff we're talking about. People, being like, oh my gosh, these wine people, they're like coming in, or, I had a coach leave for ketonic or whatever it's called. And she was just like, you got to get your focus back on. I don't care. And she was funny. She goes, if you've ever lost a diamond coach, stand up. And the entire room stands up. And she goes, okay, keep standing if you've lost 3. And some people sit down. 10. And so a few people are standing up still. And she goes, I've lost 67 diamond coaches. We can't even fathom that, right? I can't even wrap my head around it. The fact that she has enough to still have a 4-star super diamond business, but is a good example of the more success you have, the more obstacles you have. And I know it was so crazy, but just be prepared. As you get more successful, you're going to have bigger things that you haven't had to deal with before. It's going to help you grow. It's going to help you get better. And you're going to have a team, a sponsor who's going to help you get through it. When your fire burns less, you put off less heat. The truth. When you're not feeling enthusiastic and excited about what you have the power to do in people's lives, other people aren't going to feel it either. You're never at a disadvantage unless you think you are. If you're ever like letting some doubt or, man, I just don't have what she has, or like, I can't do graphics like that, or she's a trainer and I'm not, like, stop and just tell yourself, I am only at a disadvantage right now because I think I am. If you just switch your mindset, it will change everything. She said, focus on the opportunity. Cool. Okay. I got some Brendan Bouchard, some Chalene Extreme, or Chalene Extreme. No, I have no Chalene Extreme. I have Chalene who presented coming at you. Okay. Brendan Bouchard was amazing. He was one of the keynote speakers. The other keynote was Darren Hardy. And he talked about the 5 personal musts for motivation and success. He said the first one is, I must raise my ambitions and refuse to settle. So I must raise my ambitions and refuse to settle is the first thing you're going to need to do to be motivated and more successful. He said, never limit your vision based on your past or your current situation. He talked about growing up in this tiny little house in Montana and not even having heat. And he was like, if I had based my ambitions on this, I would never be here. So let go of the past or the current situation. Don't lower your ambitions because of that. If you want to go to another level, you have to raise your ambitions and your actions to another level. We're not talking going from 1 to 10. Can you go from 1 to 2? Get really comfortable. 2 is now who you are. Then you go from 2 to 3. It's stairs, steps. Yeah. He said, make your ambitions unattached from all other opinions. I have to make my ambitions unattached from what my parents think. My mom's always asking me, like, so how many people do you have underneath you? And like straight up questions, like she thinks it's a pyramid scheme. And I just have to like unattach my ambitions, whatever she does. She's never, whatever. They're not going to get what it really is. Stay connected to your ambition. My ambition is to help people have yes lives, no more excuses stopping them. That comes from coaching. That comes from challenge groups. I put an example down for myself here where I wrote this, make your ambitions unattached from all other opinions and stay connected to your ambition. It's like, note to self, do not end up on the couch in the middle of the afternoon, because that is where I end up a lot of times because my energy can start to drop. I got to stay connected to my ambition instead of let me go chill on the couch. Number 2, I must live each day with intention. So this is the second personal must for motivation and success. I must live each day with intention. He said, don't talk yourself out of how qualified you are. You got to be your biggest cheerleader. You are so qualified to help someone. You are so qualified to lead them in this. You all are. I always think people are going to spend money on health and fitness. They are. It is one of the biggest industries, billions of dollars. People spend money on health and fitness all the time. And a lot of times they're going to GNC, they're ordering something from an infomercial, like they're not connected to someone. And I just think, no, I want them to spend their money with me because I'm going to be their best chance. Like I'm going to cheer them on. I'm going to remind them of what they wanted. I'm going to remind them they spend money on this. GNC isn't reminding them. So get convicted about that. You're so qualified because you're a human who's got a really big heart and loves health and fitness. You can show them how to take those steps. Don't ever talk yourself out of it. He said, you can't live your life with intention if you don't know what your goal is. Figure out the questions you would ask at the end of your life. I encourage you to do this. You can't live your life with intention if you don't know what your goal is. So figure out, it's the end of your life, what questions would you look back on and ask yourself? I said, will people notice I'm not here? Will people smile when they talk about me? And will my kids be grateful for the mom that I was? So that last one always makes me want to cry. Like, ask yourself questions that you want people to, I want people to notice I'm not there. I want people to smile when they talk about me, and I want my kids to just rave about me. Am I intentionally doing stuff each day that's going to get those answers that I want? He said, wake up and think about that. That's your goal each day. Number 3, I must no longer fear rejection. Liberating. When you get over rejection, your life opens to so many things. Heck yeah, right? Don't fear it. He said, if you fear rejection, you suck at math. And this was his example. He said, okay, so for example, let me think about everyone who's ever like given me a hard time for being a coach or what I do. I can think of a handful of people. Yeah, they made a big impact, because that's no fun to have someone like give you crap or write you a piece of hate mail, which I still have in my desk because she keeps sending hate mails to a whole bunch of people. That's not fun. But those are a few crazy people. And then I have to think about, look at this team. There's over 1,000 people. Like, look at all these challengers. Look at all these clients. He's like, you suck at math. There's like 10 people and there's 100 people over here who love you. You know, it just comes with the turf. You're going to have some haters as you start to get more and more successful. It's going to be one of those obstacles. And just remember, nope, I suck at math. I got to just focus over here where everyone is loving what I do. They want to do it too. They appreciate me. You've got more people who have your back than will stab you in it. So, number 4, I must jump in and face my fears. He said, just do it. If it scares you, do it. Your fear is the edge of your growth. When he was talking about this, he made a really good point. He said, you have to listen through your fears. If you can't listen, then it'll be horrible what you do. And so you go out and you do something, say you get really bold and you share something on social media, or you quit your job and like go all in coaching, like whatever it is, something really scary. And if you start to freak out and you just freak instead of listening to that voice inside you that tells you you can do it, it's going to be horrible. You got to listen through your fears. He used the example of skydiving. And he just screamed the whole time and he couldn't even function and pull his parachute strap because he was freaking out when the guy was telling him pull. He wasn't listening. And that's so true. I've thought about so many things where there's been like a snake and I'm just like, but I think that can come true in our business too. You got to listen through your fears, listen to your intuition, trust it. It'll be scary. And the last one was, I must find something to fight for. So this is your why. And in the breakout session, he talked about the 6 habits of high performers. And one of them was necessity. He gave the code to take a test as well to kind of rank yourself on these 6 habits of high performers. Which was really good. And he said necessity is basically the same thing. He said high performers see pressure in everything. Someone's in the Olympics, they're about to run the race of their life, and they're thinking, I got to do this for my mom. She got me to every single practice. They like put their lives, like this is their lives. And that's what they're thinking. They take it to a new level. Right now I made this little sheet for a bunch of coaches who are pushing to diamond. I feel pressure to fill this out every day because they're filling it out too. That's me. Like, I feel pressure because I want other people to do it. Like they're looking up to it kind of thing. So it's your why. Like, what is stronger than just you? Why are you doing this? Sometimes that can be scary to face because you can feel what it might feel like to never do it. But you got to trust that you're going to. One other thing that Brendan said in his high performers tips, he said, one of the things high performers can do is generate energy better. And he said they've mastered the transition, meaning transitioning from event to event to event. So for example, you do a bunch of emails, you get through them, you're done. You got to move on to a phone call. He said they stop, they push away, they release the tension, and then they set the intention. Awesome. I'm proud of that. I just got so much done. Okay. I'll visit that later. I'm going to go have an amazing phone call. Or the other example was he talked about one of his clients, like busy CEO type, comes home, pulls in the garage, stops, releases the tension from work, says, I'm going to go inside and be the best husband ever and be the kind of dad that my daughter just loves. And he sets the intention and goes and it does that. He said they're master the transitions. And I wanted to share that because I was like, man, I'm like running around sometimes trying to do a whole bunch of stuff, like phone call to dinner to like laundry. And if I could just stop and master the transitions, I probably wouldn't feel so burnt out at the end of the day. So I thought that was a cool thing to be able to look at. Also from the leadership session, Melissa McAllister was one of the presenters, and she was really great. She shared a lot about mentoring her team, and she said she has a win the week form that her team uses. And so we made one for Team Fit and Free because I'm like, this is such a cool thing because it is not just business. It's like lifestyle, really walking the walk of coaching. So she said, I don't like doing daily because if someone gets behind, they just quit. And month, people just forget about it. So she said, I found the week to work really good. So 21 healthy meals. Obviously if you checked all 21, it's amazing. But even if you check 20, that's so good. 7 Shakeologies, 7 lifestyle posts, 7 fitness nutrition posts, 7 days of PD. Challenge invites. So you'd have 3 a day. Recognition posts, challengers, coaches, 3 posts about your life as a coach, 5 workouts, 1 new coach, 2 Success Club points. So I'm going to share this with the team. I would recommend that you start using it. I would recommend that you start having your team use it. This could be a great way for them to just track. I remember one time I was like, where's all my money going in college? And I decided to write down everything I spent for a week. Man, was that eye-opening. You got to know this stuff. Check this out for a week. That'll be eye-opening. You'll get to see where you need to step it up. Cool? You going to use it? All right, awesome. I'm glad. That makes me happy. Okay, Shalene, and then we're out. So Shalene talked about basically social media. It was really good. She said attraction marketing is done. It's not working anymore, and it's time to change. And she talked about curiosity marketing. She said, if you're still, a lot of us are doing things that are just white noise. People have heard it. People aren't responding to it the same anymore. She said, you've got to do curiosity. She said, likes and followers don't matter. What matters is how many questions you're getting, how much interaction you're getting. She said, borrowed words are for the birds. She said, if you're just pulling something someone else said and putting it on your page, people know. They want to know who you really are. They're looking for authenticity. She used the example of her Pio infomercial was written like every other infomercial, and it wasn't doing that good. And she talked them into just letting her shoot a selfie video on her cell phone. It just looked completely different, felt more authentic. It was her. And then she said it was #1 now. So just always be you. Dude, people want to work with you. #2, don't tell me you're about to sell me, which is what she said. She said, no more attraction marketing. You have to do curiosity marketing. She said, take out the details. She says this works well on Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram stories. Because when we know too much, we're not curious, or we just Google and go get whatever you're talking about there. You're talking about Shakeology all the time. They might just Google, Shakeology.com, boom. People might buy it. I'm always surprised. Here in Alpena, we sell it at the pharmacies. We sell it at the health club. We sell it at the store downtown. I'm always shocked when I talk to people like, I already have Shakeology. I'm like, who's your coach? I just buy it at the pharmacy. I'm like, people are just walking in and buying bags. They don't need a coach. What? So I'm sure people are just Googling and getting on Shakeology.com. So she said, be a little mysterious. So it was funny. I had just put up a post I just walked across the stage for some recognition and did a fun post that I thought was really great. And I was like, oh, I'm changing a few words. I was like editing as she was talking about it. But here's one of the posts I did after talking to her, you know, that I felt like did pretty good, just to give you an idea. So, says, I'm getting excited. Next Monday, I'm starting a 3-week fitness and nutrition program that is going to bring the heat and the results. All of these fun people are doing it with me. I've already got it planned out to do the workouts on my back deck so I can enjoy the summer mornings, and I figured out how I can still have chocolate 3 times a day. So yeah, the excitement is building. There are 2 spots left. Do you want one? The deadline to join us tomorrow night. So a lot of people were like curious, wanting to get in. You know, I'm not being blatant about it. Shift shot, boom, you know. So I got a lot of messages about that and comments. Cool. Pretty easy. I think being creating curiosity is way more fun and more natural a lot of times. And then the third one, she said, likes wear thin. Questions are what win. She said, likes mean crap. It doesn't matter how many likes you have. What matters is the questions you get back. Don't even pay attention to them anymore. Pay attention to the interactions. Remember, Rachel, in the very beginning, have a call to action to talk to you. She said, this is not radically different from what you're doing. You can just maybe tweak a few things. Her example, I basically wrote down the example that she said and just applied it in that post and just tweaked a few things. She said phrases that used to work were things like, have you tried? Can they send you the details? She said that stuff's not working anymore. And she said, you are unique. You don't need to be outstanding. You just need to stand out. And guess what? It's so easy to stand out when you just do you. Just do you. Cool. Whew. Sorry. Thanks for listening to me for a good 50 minutes there. Anyone who was at Summit, anything else you want to share? Once again, I gave you no warning. I got this hat there, which I love. Yeah, Kristen, go.
And just the one thing that I wanted to mention from Melissa McAllister's presentation, because I loved hers was one of my favorites, but I love that she gave personal development for each level of coaches. Mm-hmm. So like if you're a new coach or like a newer coach that's like, or coach that's re-engaging, or maybe you've been a discount coach and now you're getting in, she recommended Rising Strong by Brene Brown. So, and basically what she did at each level, she would say like, at this level, you know, the 4 vital behaviors are always important, but one of them is just a little bit more important. I really liked how she put that. Mm-hmm. So like at a diamond coach level, The Power of Self-Discipline was a book that she recommended. And she said that, and she kind of gave a breakdown of what the coach should be doing and what you as their coach should be doing. So like the coach at a diamond level would be, you know, personal development, time management, inviting is really, really super important, and starting to kind of build your brand. And then as your coach, like if you were coaching somebody else, you're helping them define their brand. You're providing clarity on their why, and you know, encouraging the 4 vital behaviors. And like I said, inviting was still the most important thing at that level. And then when you move up to like a star diamond, like 2 to 5 star, she said Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg was a good book. So it's just, I just liked her presentation because she really focused in on like, okay, these are the things that you always should be doing, but then there's this one of the 4 vitals is going to be the most important. So like at a 2 to 5 star diamond level, creating a team culture and personal development. She kind of almost at every level, I felt like she kind of said personal development is like super important, but it has to be really focused, a focused type of personal development, not just, you know, you are a badass just because everybody else is reading it. But like, you know, Lean In is really about leading a team and really, you know, figuring out what type of leader you are and how to get your team to produce results. And as a new coach or somebody that's just getting back into it, the Rising Strong is really about like getting that self-belief, you know, and kind of getting out of your own head. Because you know, obviously as a new coach, it's a lot harder to not worry as much about what other people are saying. So anyway, I liked her presentation.
Yeah. No, that was, oh my gosh.
It's fake. So, you know, I would have been out of here if that was real.
That was huge. Yeah, that was a really great presentation. There was so much great stuff. On that note, definitely get to Summit again next year. And I know a lot of people just booked their hotel today. Kristen and I booked the Hyatt. I think a few other people booked Omni. But it's so worth going. Anyone else want to share anything before we go or questions? I'm sore. Oh my God, I'm sore. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for being on. I hope that even if you were at Summit, you got some great reminders and things you want to take action on. And for those of you who weren't, I hope that you feel like you got a little piece of it and are excited to join us next year. So, all right, I'm going to post this in the team page right now. I would take it, grab it, and start rocking it. All right, everyone. Thanks for being on. Have a great night.